Take 57. Oh my god, I am so so disorganized today. I'm trying to do about 4 videos back to back, and I think I'm realizing it's not as easy doing it that way. But anyway, hi. So, welcome to my channel, and this one's a bit of a special video. Um, I decided about a year ago, I took out a subscription for a few months for DC Universe Infinite. I just got the basic one, and I really enjoyed it to the point, but then I got really frustrated with it because it kept on booting me out. Not booting me out, but kept getting loads and loads of blank pages. Um, I thought I'll dive in again. It's been a year. Surely the glitch has been ironed out. So I'll do my honest opinions on how it is now. Like I said, because I buy comics and I buy graphic novels, um, I only want to get it. I'm still buying. The reason I'm buying it as well is for cost cutting purposes as well. So I got into the trap of going on eBay and looking for obscure titles that popped into my brain, revisiting stuff that I love from the 80s, 70s, and 90s. Um, and that's dangerous because you just think, oh, it's not really costing me money because I'm just paid by PayPal. And I thought, I've got to stop doing this. So, yeah, I love classic strips from that period. So why not just get the DC Universe Infinite? Because most of the strips I've got a fondness for is DC. Because the Marvel ones that I did enjoy from that period I've got in collected format anyway. So that's what I've done. I'm trying it for a month, and I think I'm going to give you my honest opinion. The one thing I'll say is the layout has improved. So you've got 2 levels you can get. You can either have the DC Universe Infinite Basic, which is what I've got, which means if you want the latest issues, you've got to wait for this because it's like this is they release titles, but they leave a 6 month gap for the latest issues. But if you went for the Ultra one, which is all the bells and whistles, you've got a lot more sections. It's got a wider variety of Vertigo titles, but I've got a lot of Vertigo comics already, digitally and physical. When I used to be a comicsology person, um, so for me that didn't make much sense. But that's great if you just want to read digitally all the time, or you've never read Vertigo, and it's only about £2 or £3 or dollars more than the basic one. So I think if you're more of just a collector's edition reader and you don't buy weekly comics or monthly comics, that'd be the option to go for because it also brings out new titles. I think it's just like a month's window between digital releases and physical releases, so they're just a month behind. Whereas, like I said, basically 6 months behind. But what I have noticed with this one, they are releasing all the DCKO titles as well on the day of release for digital readers. So that saved me money. I've cancelled my subscription for the DCKO miniseries. I'm enjoying it, but it's not a series I would read again. So I'd end up getting rid of it anyway. So I'll just read it digitally. So what I'm doing with this, I'm using it to read that. I'm reading at the moment. I'm plowing through a lot of stuff. There was a chunk of period where I stopped reading DC and Marvel for about 8 years. So I'm revisiting that, or refreshing that for the first time, because I just went down a very indie hole, very Valiant, very Image, all over Image, indie publishers, Fantagraphics, and that lot, and 2000 AD, of course. So it's nice. So I missed all like the dark metal period. So I missed stuff like the Curse of Brimstone series that spun out from it. The Silencer, Sideways, and people and characters like that. So I've been chugging through all those, and I'm also now reading all the Firestorm series because I love Firestorm. So I'm just prepping myself for the new series coming out from Jeff Lemire, which I'll do a new segment on about in another video. But like I said, the basic one is, so is it worth getting if you buy comics physically? Yes, because how I'm using it now, it's helping me budget my comics a lot better. So things like miniseries, so like the Mr. Terrific series, which I sat on the fence about, so I never actually picked it up. I can read now digitally because I don't think it'd be one that I'd read again. So I'll just have it there, so I can just read it whenever I want. Um, and like I said, it seems that they do the event titles as they come out, so you can read, so digital readers can share enjoyment as well. Um, and I've just been doing deep dives, and I'm going to resurrect my Discord channel's book club, and I used to use this for doing the book club, so I'm going to start doing that again. It's just great, and it's a great way to try books that I kind of picked up the first one or two issues and kind of, oh, it's good, but do I really need to buy it physically? So I'm going to read Supergirl through here, the latest Satana miniseries I can read now, and just stuff that I might have just bought the first few issues off and just dropped just because I was just getting too many comics. So it's a good way, if like me, you have an addiction to comics. I have an addiction, but it's a fun addiction. But it means I don't have that guilt of do I buy these 15 comics or and just eat noodles all week? Now I can eat more. I can have noodles and beans because I can get comics what aren't essential reads, but just a fun read, throwaway comics basically. I can get them through here. The one thing that made me, like I said, one thing that I did find last time I had it, it was quite buggy. I kept getting lots of blank pages. It's happened twice since I've resubscribed, which I've had it about a week, 2 weeks now. But I've found out there's a way around it. You just log out, take the app off your device, and then just download it again, and it's gone. You don't have that problem anymore. So that's great. So, like I said, and it's not happened since I've loaded it again, and it's a really fun way to read. I mean, it's nice. I can get in bed a few hours early. I can just put my fairy lights on because yes, I still have fairy lights up over my manga, and it's a good way to get just to chill before you go to sleep, and I don't have to physically turn a book over because it's illuminated because it being on here. I'll just show you the yeah, it's really good. The format's really good, and they curate it really well as well. If you're a casual reader and you're not familiar with a lot of the DC history, they curate it so you can like read big events featuring different teams. So I like that, so I'll try more of that particular team's comics. And it has things like whole runs of classic runs like Watchmen, Super, All Star Superman, etc. So you can read all the classics as well. Um, but I'll just show you what am I reading at the moment. I'm reading. Oh no, I don't want to read that. It's got all the absolute books as well. I'm currently reading Firestorm, the last iteration of Firestorm, which was by Jolly, and it was Criss Cross, and then they had Verasis on later, and it's great. I have no problem with it. Very, very clear. Yeah, it's a good way to read it. Like I said, this for me is this say it will be saving me a lot of money. It's curbed my back issue addiction to eBay, so it's going to save me space. It means I can just budget. So now when I'm buying my comics, I can think it looks okay, or if it's a miniseries, I can just get it, read it on this. Because miniseries, I've got a love hate relationship with miniseries. Unless it's by a creator who I really adore, do I need it? Because it's a throwaway, because it's someone that you don't know if it's going to have another series later on. And I like ongoings. So I just like to get ongoings that way. Um, and it's just a good way to try series that you might have been on the periphery of your interest, but you've never really dived in just for financial reasons. And like I said, it's great for doing deep dives. I love doing deep dives. Let me know if you want me to do a DC Universe Infinite book club on YouTube, which we can link via Discord as well. And what I can do then, I can set out maybe a reading block of books for a particular week, and then I can read it, give my opinion, and then you can leave feedbacks either on Discord or on YouTube. But let me know about that. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I don't watch a lot of TV and movies anymore. I don't know, past 5 years, 6 years. Maybe it's an age thing, but I just find myself getting much more out of reading than I do out of film or visual stimulation, apart from I'm a huge K drama fan, but hey, and anime. But apart from that, yeah, I don't watch much TV. So for me, this is just like getting a Netflix subscription. I do have Netflix, but it's from my phone, so I don't pay for that. But yeah, it's just like having a TV subscription. And it's what for the UK, I think it's either £6.99, £7.99 per month. I think it's £6.99 for the standard. And which isn't much at all when you've got so many comics to read. Like I've read since I had it for a week, I've read about 50 comics on it, which is fantastic. So if you think a comic now is $3.99 each, and I've read 50 of them, times that by 50, that's a fucking lot of money I've saved. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with it. And like I said, if you do want me to start up a book club, if you want to join me reading it through this, do let me know, and I will do that. And I can give you an update if you want in a few months, see if I'm still having a nice romance with this way of reading comics. Okay, bye. Got to switch.